Yeah,
And
that's true.
I think it's great that the company is going to stand by the people. It was probably a little hard to hear, and we missed part of your first part of your speech because of an internet break. But I'm going to try and interpret in that Soval or Comgrow is not going to leave you hanging on your machine. They're going to adjust your initial acceptance period if you're having problems with the fresh delivered machine, and they're in it to win it to make sure that long term that people get made whole with their printers. This is going to cost them a lot of money, but they've committed to making it right. So part of the discussion for today was me talking about the T500 that I have. I have one. I've really enjoyed it. Mine has not been without trials. Um, Initially, mine was doing great. Everything was fine. Um, I printed some really big prints. I personally had an issue where and this one's one that they've sort of already sort of worked through, but the heat bed MOSFET failed, which caused the bed not to heat. And what happened then was the part separated from the print bed, and the material balled up and went up inside the hot end to the point that it enveloped everything because I wasn't there to monitor it, and it damaged the hot end to the point where I had to get a whole new hot end. It was not repairable. It bent the heat break. It bent the uh, heat sink and hammered it. That being said, like they're going to do for the community, they got me a new part. I got it back up and running. And just recently, I ran into the issue that some others are experiencing with the X-axis layer shifting, and we haven't got the engineers to give us a new firmware set of instructions or new config file to work with. But near as I can tell, it's just about the motor control power values. And once we get a adequate new config out that people can use, that should resolve that problem unless there's something that they find in the weeds that I haven't found. But I think it really has to do with the fact that they're doing sensorless homing, and you have to control the rate of total power to balance out the sensorless homing so it doesn't just sit there and ram the ram the end when it does homing. Um, and I'm not saying this is the way to go, but if it really made sense, we could look into actually doing more like a traditional micro switch homing for X as a workaround if they were willing, they being Conrail were willing to help sort of support it. And that would take away that sensorless homing part of that axis, and then maybe we could fine tune the motor controls so that we're not having that skipping problem. But this is the kind of stuff we're working on in the background. That's why they partner with people like me and others in the community to either be preliminary testers or beta testers. Or there's some of us have different roles than others. Some just do really good reviews. I generally get more into the nuts and bolts. And are there manufacturing defects or things that are going to cause users problems? That's the feedback I would generally provide to a manufacturer when I receive a pre-production, which I don't remember if I stated that, but mine was pre-production, so or early production, so it may not totally match with what everybody else got delivered.